What is up, everybody? John is here again today with a new haircut in the beautiful West because it's hot. All right, so what we're going to talk today about is I call it the visibility virus. And I would guess that 50–60% of the people that I work with suffer from it. So a massive amount, right? What do I mean exactly with that? It's like people are afraid to get out there and really show themselves, to show the real you, right? So basically, like, for example, they're afraid to post on LinkedIn. They're afraid to open their own YouTube channels. They're afraid maybe even in cold emails to show more about who they really are, right? So like really show the real you. Like that's just how I call it. And obviously, if you want to build a personal brand, and everybody says today this is the most important thing, build a personal brand. Iman Ghazi talks about personal brand. He says this is the newest thing now. Before it was agencies, now everything is about personal brand. People like Alex Hormozi, Russell Brunson, Sabri Subi, they show us that there's a lot of truth inside. So personal brands are the thing that you need to do right now if you want to really become successful. You need to work as a personal brand, and it's also something that is just an asset that stays for you forever. If you build a YouTube channel with 100K, you basically can sell what you want when you have 100K, and you're smart enough to monetize it, because there's people that have 100K and don't know how to monetize. That's a different story, right? But like in general, a visibility virus will always stop you from creating a personal brand. Right? And it's very often when I ask people, and I say to them, like, how often do you post on LinkedIn? Yeah, not really. And I'm like, why? Like, when I had the agency, or basically, I mean, I still have it, but like when I was doing more, when I've been more focused on the agency, and I posted agency material, that's what I wanted to say, then I normally get 2-3 inbounds a week, just from LinkedIn. It's just posting numbers, just posting the results that I was bringing in for clients, always brought me inbound leads. So the question is then, when you are like, I sometimes really like some of my clients, they have amazing numbers, but they don't show them. I'm like, why? And very often this is because of the visibility virus. So what exactly is that? So most of the time it comes from something that happened or in our childhood or in our school time, and there's just something that just happened, something that we most of the time don't even remember, all right, that stops us from really showing ourselves because we are afraid of rejection and we don't even know why. For example, what can be situations like this that lead to that? Like, for example, if I look at myself, like I told you maybe in a video before, I was the first child of 4, and like basically I was always the center of attention, and I was also the first kid of 2 big families. Like I was the first grandson, right? So like basically the first kid of the next generation. Let's just call it like this. So I was the center of attention. Everybody was like, baby, blah, blah, blah. I was everywhere, right? Everybody was around me, and I was really like the center. And then quite quickly, my brothers came, like 1.5 years and 1.5 years, right? So like they were like very quickly, I was not anymore the center of attention. And everybody did, and I spoke to a lot of people and speak to a lot of people that are first child, and they're afterwards coming the others. They all approximately have the same story that I have, right? They're like, of course, you're the center of attention, first of all, and then you're not anymore that. So you will do stuff to become the center of attention again. It's just logical. Right? But most of the time, your parents, they are overloaded with stuff, and they don't really understand that. They don't really understand this behavior, and they just tell you, don't be always the center of attention, or like, don't be always like this. Why you always have to be in the middle of, like they just basically tell you these kind of things, and this shows you as a kid, you can't really be yourself because it's not wanted like this. Like you have to be like this, and then you come to school, and it's the next thing. And then in school they tell you that you have to concentrate, become a sheep, right? Like I always say, I read something today about the education system, and the education system has been done around the start of 1900, where has been done by Rockefeller and Carnegie. And Rockefeller famously said, "I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers." And that's like the whole school system has been created like that, right? So that's obviously like when you come into school, free thinking is going to get completely destroyed, right? And to being the real you, being authentically you, they don't want that, because they want sheeps, right? That become workers. And that's the problem. They have done studies also, I find this very interesting, about a study that they have done, that they realized that 98% of kindergartners had a genius level. All right. And then after, when they did the study after school, only 2% had this genius level. What is crazy, right? So like, I mean, it shows how the education system is basically destroying our free thinking. So, but let's get back to the visibility virus thing. So now, when your parents or your teachers, or for example, and you have a great idea in school and you think like this is the amazing idea, and you bring it up, and then you're like, no, but this is not correct, and this is not like this. So maybe you are creatively completely correct, but the teacher is going to tell you it's not the shit that he wants to hear from you, and that's why he's telling you it's wrong, right? So like situations like this, or with parents, or with teachers, whatever, they lead to this point that you are afraid of rejection. You're afraid to show the real you, right? And now, again, when you're working in a 9 to 5, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You can be like this forever, like nobody will ever even find it out, because that's how the school system has been created. They don't care if you want to show yourself or not. They don't want you to show yourself. They just want you to be a sheep. That's it, right? And work for them, for their dreams. That's what they want. But they don't want you to have your own dreams. But if you become an entrepreneur, all right, and you want to grow a personal brand, it's absolutely crucial that you show yourself. Sometimes you're going to be very successful without showing yourself. Yes, there are people that do that. But trust me, they would be even more successful if they would show themselves. And yesterday, I had a conversation with a guy that I'm following since many years. And I know he's doing amazing and he works with the biggest players in the game. But I also know 100% that if he would show himself, he would even have more success. But he doesn't want to see that. Anyway, it doesn't matter because, again, he likes to cover it up with the thing that to say, like, I'm going to show myself when I have a 40 million exit. This is his words. What I'm saying, like, that's just a covering from the point that you're somehow scared to go out there and show yourself. But you don't want to admit it, that's fine. All right? So this is not my point. But like, I'm jealous. What I wanted to say with this is very often we cover it up with the thing like, yeah, but I don't want to show myself. I just like, and when you really ask into it, I always find the reason. If I talk to somebody for 10 to 15 minutes, I will always find the reason why they don't want to show themselves. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's 2, 3, 4, even 5 reasons why it's like this. Sometimes I talk to them like, okay, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense that you are afraid of rejection. It makes so much sense that you're afraid to show yourself. All right? But the thing is, what you need to understand when you are basically looking for the reasons why you are not able to show yourself, then it's important, first of all, like I always say, like shine a light on it. So understand where have been the situations where you got rejected? Where have been the situations that you got rejected for being you? All right? And then reflect on them and ask yourself, like, am I still the same person like I have been with, I don't know, 10, 11 years, right? Did they like say this just because they wanted to protect me or whatever, or I was overloaded or whatever, but has this really to do something with the me today still? Or is this something that got implanted into my brain that has nothing to do with who I really am, right? Like I always said, like we are born with a natural success mindset. We are born to go out there and show the world who we are, all right? Just somebody comes then and limits us. So that's why when I understand that, also when I understood that, for example, for me, it was very similar. Like I remember when I had to do my first presentation when I was working in the fitness center, and I had a great boss. If he one day maybe listens to this, Mr. Herbert Rehmer, he showed me so much stuff. He also taught me, for example, this asking why. He was annoying me so much and asking me always why to find out the essence. But it's so powerful. This is how you basically debug the mind, finding out why. It's painful, right? But this is how you find the essence. Okay, but what I wanted to say with this one is that basically, I lost my train a little bit, guys, but let me get back to it. Let me have a sip of water. Okay, I got it. So basically, he said to me, Johannes, can you make a presentation from a special topic? I think it was some kind of a rehabilitation or anything like this. I think it was like this. And I remember I was so nervous. I was so nervous. And my father is a male, like, so my father is an amazing presenter. But I was so nervous, and I had this thing in my mind that I just can't be me or something like that. And it was really difficult for me. And then when I realized this, I thought about it, and I was like, come on, I should have this talent inside me. My father has this. I have all the good stuff from my father, so I should have this as well. And then I was researching and I was thinking about it. I was like, hey, man, exactly, because you get rejected very often when you just have been the real you. Now you are scared to show yourself, but you still have this talent inside you. And the interesting part was when I realized this, I got so much better. And then when I obviously went on ships, I was the best presenter out there. Like I said, I was the #1 fitness ever personal trainer that went in the theater. Everybody else was using the aerobic studio. Johannes went into the theater, and I was loving it. I'm still loving public speaking because I basically came over this thing that I understood, hey, I can be the real me, and people love me like I am. And the more I am me, the better it is. Today I know, so that's why for example, I started to do these YouTube videos scripted, right? I have my teleprompter here, right? And I did everything scripted because I thought that it needed to be like that. But everybody told me, Jonas, no, this is bull. This is bullocks, right? You have to do unscripted stuff. And so it was also like, again, another, like, I say I'm not perfect, right? So it was also something that I needed to learn and understand, like, hey, I can be 100% me and people like it. I can be 100% me and people love it. And also when I do my mindset course, the more unstructured they are, the better they are. It's funny, right? But the more I'm just the real me, the more people love it, right? So like if you are having a similar feeling or you had similar experiences in your life, you realize that the more you are really you, the better you are. Let me know in the comments because I'm really curious, right? If you have the same feeling, you have the same aha moments, epiphanies that you realize, hey, the more I'm really myself, the more people really love my stuff. The more I'm authentic and raw, the better it is. And I know it's sometimes not easy, right? Because it's like, yeah, I mean, there's things and situations where you think like, oh my God, what people will think, right? My mother always said what people will think. This is so deeply ingrained in her that she was always thinking what people think, what we were doing as kids. And I was really, like I said, I was thinking a lot about what people think of me to a very, very high age until I understood that I don't give up what people think about me. Like I really couldn't be bothered less. You know what I mean? Because like I have so many people that love me the way I am. I don't need more friends, like literally, I don't need them. I have amazing friends around me. I have a great, amazing family around me. I have an amazing partner around me. Everybody loves me the way I am. So for who, if you don't like me, if you don't like my content, just please unsubscribe. No problem, right? It's all super cool, right? So like my coach, for example, I took a coach now for this thing that I do. Shout out to Joel. And he said to me, Johannes, when you feel that your content is edgy, then it's the perfect content. And you don't think it's edgy, then it's not good content. And I'm like, okay. And this shows the more you are real you, the more you polarize, the more you authentic, right? The more people love you for it. And so that's why I say like the visibility virus have been implemented most of the time in childhood, in your teenage time, from teachers, from parents, all right? But it has nothing to do with the real you. And when you understand that, then you can go out there and show the real you. And trust me, people will love you for it. People will love you if you show your authentic, raw self. Because this is exactly what I do with this channel. And my channel, choom, just explodes right now, right? Because I'm me. Love it, hate it, I don't care, all right? But I'm me. And I will continue to give you stuff like this. And I hope this was helpful. Let me know if this was helpful in the comments. If this was like, hey, could be true, man. I also have this thing. I don't really want to do LinkedIn posts. I don't really want to do my YouTube channel. I think so often I think about it, but I have always inside blocking me. And it's most of the time excuses. I don't have the perfect equipment. I this, I that. I don't really have the time to do it. It's all excuses, right? Like, trust me, like when you are going out there and showing the real you, people love you for it. All right. That's my closing one for this one. Again, like let me there in the comments if this sparked something in you. If you are like, hey, I understand. I feel this, man. Like I also like I don't post on LinkedIn, and I don't know why. But maybe, and this is what I want you to invite, is I want you to invite to basically question it and research it and understand, like, hey, there was this situation when I was 11, right? Where I was showing the real me and people told me to just don't be always the center of attention, or people told me to shut up, or just, you know what I mean? And go back to these situations and re-question them, and then re-question if this person has still anything to do with you today. And if you maybe are ready to step into the real you and show all your greatness to the world, because the world needs your greatness. That's it for today. I wish you a beautiful rest of the week. Enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video.